is going on? This is the BCT podcast, live and direct from A_production studios, aka my bedroom. We're a small production. It's first episode. Second episode we'll have a multi-billion-dollar, audio recording studio. But for now we're a little, on a budget, right? So, first episode, first things. This podcast we were just gonna be about whatever, whatever's going on in the world, whatever popping, from fucking. We could be talking about some Tupac movie. We could be talking about some NBA trade news. We could talk about fucking pussy. We could talk about anything, whatever comes up, right? Right now it's a solo guy right here, presenting what he does, what he do. So right now, no special guest, just me today. We're gonna be talking about anything, right? So let's talk about fucking the NBA, right? A couple days ago, we got a crazy trade, something that Indiana no one would have thought Indiana would do. See, I'm a big Chicago fan. When we heard that Jimmy Butler got traded to Minnesota, that trade was probably the most dumbest trade in NBA history right there, right? You were like, you traded Jimmy Butler for Zach LaVine, from a guy that's coming off an injury. Got Chris Dunn, which is iffy. He didn't really have a lot of time in Minnesota with Ricky, taking his spot. And then you get a rookie. All right, that's already like, okay. Then with that, you're like, all right, at least Minnesota gave up their pick now. Minnesota got the pick, Chicago's pick, which was pretty dumb. So like that deal was like, right, God, it's gonna be fucking, everybody's gonna talk so much shit about what the Bulls did and what a stupid trade it was. But luckily, Indiana hit us. They gave us that boost. It's like when you have garbage with shit, it's like that garbage looks a little bit more enticing than this shit. So, if you're not knowing the trade, it is Paul George for Victor Oladipo and Sabonis, right? As far as I know, the trade was and everything, right? Now, a lot of people are saying, well, you're basically renting out Paul George, whatever. But like, you have to understand that I feel like Paul George probably, I don't know Paul George's mind. I don't know. He is a big city guy. I know maybe he wants to go back to LA, whatever. But I feel like in Indiana, it was just like him after shattered dreams. Because a couple of years ago, Indiana was a solid Eastern Conference team. They had that little squad with Danny Granger. They had Roy Hibbert. They had a pretty decent squad back then. It started falling apart, and he was the last piece of that, that little squad. And I feel like he was going to leave just on the basis of not having anybody really around him. Yeah, I guess Miles Turner, but, he was still young. There was not a lot of pieces for Paul George to really stay. But now I feel like now going to the West and joining Russell and even Steven Adams and Enes Kanter and all these guys, I feel like it opens the door and the window for him to stay in OKC, even though, his contract's over next year. I am a strong believer, a real strong believer that Paul George going to OKC, I don't know necessarily the cap room and how OKC could do it, but I feel real confident they're gonna get Paul. They're gonna get fucking white boy from Utah, Gordon Hayward. I feel like that would be a solid ass squad. You have Russell Westbrook, you have Paul George, you have Gordon Hayward. I feel like that would be a solid, really fucking solid squad right there. Now, there were some talks of him going to Miami, visiting with Miami, him potentially going back to Utah. It's all depending on the person, I guess. But the NBA has changed a lot. Even though I'm necessarily part of this era, I'm still old school. I love the 90s basketball, fucking late 80s. That's my shit. MJ, fucking Isaiah Thomas, all these guys. You have fucking The Dream. You have, the young Shaq. You have all these guys, Karl Malone. Those are like more players that I feel more intact with than players that are nowadays. Because I feel like nowadays players don't really care necessarily about establishing themselves with a franchise. They care about either money or they care about going to a position where they have a chance to win. KD, okay, that was not subtle at all. But Kevin Durant, going to Oklahoma City, or LeBron going down to Cleveland, and don't say, "Oh, we're going down to Cleveland." Come on now, like LeBron left Cleveland first of all. He went to Miami. He joined that Wade, that Bosh. Then he went back to Cleveland. And LeBron didn't go to an empty Cleveland now. Come on, guys. You had a young Tristan Thompson. You had a young Kyrie. They're still young. And you had the first round pick that was potentially Andrew Wiggins. It was Andrew Wiggins, but they obviously traded for K-Love. But that's what players do nowadays. They go to franchises that have a chance. They're a really good chance of winning, but then they go to a team and boosts them up for a higher chance of winning. I don't even know what I'm talking about, really. I am very, very, very tired, but it's okay. It's all right. Now, it is really crazy that the NBA has shifted like something that I would never think that would happen. Was just like you never picture all these superstars together, right? And it's crazy to picture that, and we have to really look at it like, well, this is how the NBA is going to be now. You're going to see teams that are going to be very fierce and very, very fucking strong. One thing I have noticed that the East hasn't got stronger. The East hasn't built their squads. I haven't seen anything done by any really Eastern Conference team. The only team that I see potentially hurting Cleveland, because everybody knows Cleveland is number one. There's no one that can even compare to Cleveland. I don't even like Cleveland, so it's just like, wow. The only team I see is Boston, and Boston is not even necessarily top. I'll give them top 3 potentially, maybe top 5 for sure if you compare them to the West. But I don't think Boston is on that level close to Cleveland. Cleveland's got an easy-ass route. I don't see anything dangerous in the East, and I really want more competition in the East. You can't have fucking the West so dominating now. You have fucking I don't want to say the Pelicans aren't necessarily a squad, but they're rising up. You got the Timberwolves going up too. You got Golden State, obviously one of the top teams. You got the Spurs. Now you got Houston. There's a lot of teams out there in the West that are potentially conference teams that you honestly can't really put can't predict where they're gonna be at. The thing with Cleveland is like, come on, Cleveland's gonna be in the championship again on the basis of there's no competition in the East. There's no one that really gets to them, that really challenges them and really puts them in the position where they could fail. There is Washington, scrub team. Boston, You got Toronto, you got Milwaukee, Chicago, that's a joke. Orlando, really. I mean, there's no one out there. There's no team that I could honestly say, yep, Cleveland better watch out, because there's not really. You're going to see Cleveland versus somebody in the West. Potentially, I've seen Golden State again, considered, I believe, yesterday. Today, I'm recording on 7/2/2017 at 9:13 p.m. But yesterday, I believe, they re-signed Iggy. So, Andre Iguodala is back. So, that's good news for Golden State. There was potential at Rudy Gay, potentially, they were trying to get. But, it's okay. They have a veteran guy that could, come off the bench. And, it's very, very interesting what's going to happen. It's really interesting what's going to happen in the NBA free agency. Currently, we are in NBA free agency, and it's going to be very, very interesting who signs where, who decides to go where. It is something that is going to be very interesting to find out. Some potential stars, obviously, we're looking at is going to be, Gordon Hayward, like I was saying. We got some other potential players that are going to be out there, We have players that signed already. We have, I believe, JJ Redick agreed to sign at Philadelphia, which was a move I think he did for himself on the basis of, he's not necessarily gonna be, you know, potentially in the playoffs. I mean, I don't really see Philadelphia yet there. They have a young squad, but I feel like he did the move on the basis of just getting his money. I believe it was a $22 million contract, which is good for him. He deserves to get paid out, which is something that a player like him deserves. Like, he's been in the league for a very long time, and he hasn't been one of those players that had been paid. He needs to get his money due. Some other potential people that have gone to teams or stayed with teams were Curry. Now, that was some big news. He got the Supermax contract. He got, I believe it was a 5-year, $200-something million, and I think that's good for him. I think for being the second best player on his team, potentially third. Draymond's up there. People sleep on Draymond, though. He's not putting up those points, but he brings a lot to Golden State. You got obviously KD, but there's players that they have gone back to the same teams. We have obviously Blake going back to the Clippers, which was an iffy situation. I don't see the Clippers potentially doing anything now since CP3 is gone. I feel like it was a deal that had to be done on the basis of you had to move on. I think they would have gotten a little more. I would have liked a little more from Houston if I was LA, but it's alright. You can't really argue. And Houston now, I believe Houston's gotten a better squad. I believe Houston has potentially gotten better. But again, it's very, very hard in the West. Now let's move on to some other stuff, some other topics. What is going on with the society, I guess, huh? So some other news that came up with the new Jay-Z album. I listened to it. It's pretty straight. I like it. It's something that I always wait for Jay-Z to come out with stuff. I love his music. I think honestly, one of my favorite albums, I don't know if it was produced by Jay-Z or it was produced by Kanye, but it was that Watch the Throne album, one of the best albums that ever came out. That shit was fucking dope. I loved every fucking song off of it. I know every song of it. I know basically every lyric. And also, I'm a big Kanye fucking, I'm so tired, like I said, Kanye fan, of his, his, earlier work. I'm not a big fan of the Yeezus man now, but I'm a big fan of his young work. I tend to say young when anything's like fresh or something that's dope. Besides the Watch the Throne, I think my Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is that second album that I fell in love with. Then we got J. Cole. If you don't know me, I have actually a J. Cole tattoo on me. I might show it up in the video. It's a podcast, but hey, I'm gonna pop it on the screen so you can see it. But it's a really good album, like I said. I didn't even know about it till about a month ago when I was watching YouTube, and it was just an ad that came up for Sprint, I believe, and it just said 444, and I'm like, what is this? And it turns out to be a Jay-Z album coming out, so that's what I heard, which was a pretty good album. I like it. Some other news that's popping off now, I believe, is going on. It is. Let's just talk about what I've done recently. So, I've seen I've seen two movies actually recently. Fucking Cars 3 and what's it called? Baby Driver. I don't want to spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil everything, but Cars 3 was a decent movie. I give it, necessarily, if it was lined up with all three movies, it deserves the number 3 spot. For me, I don't like movies necessarily that are predictable. I'm not saying it's predictable, but I do watch a lot of movies, so it's pretty easy for me to figure out what's really going to happen on the plot. So once I figure out the plot, it's just like, yeah, I guess. So I'm going to have to, bring it down a notch. But overall, it's a good movie. Number 3 in the spot of the whole trilogy. So Baby Driver, again, it was a good concept. I believe it should have been a little more like necessarily where it was a little hard to figure out what was going to happen. The beginning was nice. I liked everything about it. But again, it's a little bit predictable, so I'm gonna have to bring it a few notches down. Movie I really want to see actually is that Wonder Woman. I haven't had time to see that. Also, the Tupac movie, All Eyes on Me. That's something I do really want to see. But the stuff I'm hearing from different people, it's very hard for me right now if I really want to go and see it. Because last time, like, gangster movie, I guess, like really that is like whoa, was Strata Compton. That movie was amazing. And I was really hoping this this All Eyes on Me was gonna be the same thing, where I was gonna walk in that movie theater expecting, what I was expecting, but like get blown out. I was like, whoa, like NWA, that was the shit. All right. But the stuff I'm hearing is just like, do I really want to watch a movie that has been given bad reviews, and not be blown away? Because on the basis that is Tupac. That's like top rapper of all time right there. My top 10 for sure. And I want to go and watch the movie, but also experience, the movie, if that makes sense. I want to feel it. Not necessarily just be like, oh, okay, or, that movie was whack. I don't want to have that, because Tupac was a great person that you could look up to, and it's something that you could just chill back and listen to and hear some real shit when you're having a bad day, or you just driving or whatever. And I don't want to go and see it if it's shitty as fuck, So that's something I do want to go see. I don't know if I'll wait for it to come out on fucking bootleg, or wait for it when it comes on DVD or whatever. But it's something I do want to see. Just I don't want to be disappointed. That's what, honestly, I'm very scared of, because I don't want to go to see the movie and figure out it's not worth seeing, and it's something that that's not worth to go see. Some new things came up too. What else popping off right now? If you're big fans of Wild 'N Out, the season 9 episode 1 came out, I believe, last Thursday. It was with Chance the Rapper. I'm a big Chance the Rapper fan. I'm into like some good music now. I'm into like Chance, Kendrick, J. Cole, obviously Drake, and some people hate on Drake. I honestly like Drake, not in the sense of like, it's hard for me to explain how I feel about Drake. I'm not saying like he's one of those rappers where you can listen to it. For me, I feel like Drake is like a fictional book. I feel like it's a great fictional book. It's not necessarily real. It's just like, but it's fucking dope for being fake. If that makes, I say Drake is fake, but I'm saying like in the senses of, it's hard to explain. Like if I were to compare a Kendrick or J. Cole to a Drake, I feel like there's a little bit of a difference there. But I'm not saying Drake is bad. I'm not saying Drake is this or that. He's good as, songwriter, and but that's just how I see it. And I'm fucking off topic. I don't even know where I was talking about. That's ironic. I was talking about Wild now, right? Chance the Rapper, hilarious, man. That guy, Chance, is fucking killing it. He's from Chicago, so I'm from Chicago, so it feels good seeing another Chicagoan doing good things, going good things. Like I said, I'm fucking tired. I had to work, but it's all good. It's all good. We're still producing here. We got an hour left of just me straight out talking. I'm already tired of talking. That is interesting. Now let's get some sponsorship going out. So today's episode is brought to you by. All right, never mind. Look at that. We have no sponsorships. Never mind. Look at that. See, that's a joke. Yeah, of course we have no sponsorships. I wish we had sponsorships soon. I would like, and then I want to share an amazing story that happened to me. What was like 3 days ago, right? I did something for the first time I've never done in my life. I tried an edible. It was an experience that I maybe should have ate a little bit of, right? So I put in the dub, and then I got this fucking clump of a fucking, brownie. This shit was fucking the size of my fucking hands, and I'm pretty tall. I'm 6 feet tall now. So, I'm like, so it was, and I got pretty decent hands. It was probably the size of my hand plus a little more. That's what she said. Anyways, Fucking, so I was like, let me fucking, you know what, fuck it, let me eat it, alright? I don't know, I never done this shit before. I bought it, I got no instructions. I was told, here you go, here's this, get my money, you know, blah blah. Got it, drove back to my house. In the driveway, I'm like, what the fuck, do I just eat it? Do I get some milk? What did I do? So I ate the fucking brownie. I fucking, alright, let me just, I guess now I just wait, right? So I came back into my house. I started playing some MLB. Fucking an hour, no, fucking 45 minutes passed. Nothing. An hour at that point, right? Passed. Nope. At that point, an hour and 20 minutes, I'm like, what the fuck? Did I just got scammed out of fucking $20? Did I just lose $20 to a fucking brownie? Like, a brownie is not even wheat. Like, when I first got it, I opened it up a little bit and I could smell it. You know what I mean? You could smell a little bit of it. So I was like, oh, it's definitely it. But then when I started sitting down and not feeling anything, I was like, did they just fucking use an old fucking bag they carry fucking weed in and they threw that shit in here so then it kind of seems like it? Then I'm like, come on, did I just get scammed? So I sat there, and at that point, I got hit by a fucking train, right? I was just like, this is some fucking bullshit. I just, boom, I got hit by a fucking train. I never felt like that ever. It was like, you know, it leads up to it, right? It gets to that point where you're like, you're gone, right? No, that did not happen this time. That shit was straight from, I'm miss me to, bro, I am me. You know, if that even makes sense. So it was something that was fucking crazy, right? And then, so I was actually preparing myself. So I'm like, you know what? Let me cook a little pizza real quick. Fucking, like, 30, like, once I got home, I opened the fucking pizza and I put it in the stove. So I was waiting for that to kick in. So I'm like, all right, let me have that pizza ready. And when I start feeling it, I'm gonna press bake, get it, bake, whatever. And then I'm gonna fucking, you know, let it cook. And then when I'm fucking toasted out, right, I'm gonna fucking eat some delicious ass pizza. But that fucking was an hour and 30 minutes of the pizza just sitting in the fucking oven. And then it wasn't even it didn't even like lead up to fucking me getting to that point. It was just a fucking train. So I couldn't even really, I was like, what the fuck? And then when I got to the fucking pizza, that shit was very, very soggy. I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to eat it though. I'm fucking starving, right? So I said, fuck it. And I put that bitch at 420. Get it? 420? I don't know. It's childish as fuck, right? Whatever. 420. I started cooking that shit. I was already gone at this point. I never felt like this. That shit was the most weirdest experience I have ever felt in my life. I was like a fucking robot. I swear I had an out of body experience. I was fucking a ghost. I was El Tucuy. That's who I was, apparently, because I did not know who the fuck I was. I didn't know where the fuck I was. Motherfucker, I just was. And that makes an apparent sense. And I almost forgot about that pizza. Fucking luckily, I remembered the pizza. And that pizza was the most disgusting pizza I have ever tasted. It was really disgusting. It was like, yes, it was very, very fucking nasty. And I don't even remember exactly what happened that night. All I know is that I woke up and I was still gone and I had to work. And I was there, I was like, I cannot do this. I cannot do this, right? I am too gone. I literally threw up because I was so fucking gone still. I was that, you know what, honestly, it was that mixture of that nasty pizza that I bet that spoiled because I just left it in the stove for an hour and a half, and plus me being like, woo, was not a great experience for my stomach. I threw up. I said I had to go home, and I had to wait there till, and this was fine, right? I could go home, but I had to wait there until the other person came in to cover my position. And what's ironic, I think that's the most craziest thing. I think that's my luck. That when I was waiting there, I still had to technically work, whatever. A fucking cop came in and decided to eat. I work at a restaurant, right? And decided to come and eat at the fucking restaurant. So my ass was gone. and fucking I had to serve a cop. So it was just like the most fucking ironic situation I ever been in. It was just like, whoa. But luckily the person came in before I had to really attend the cop, so it was a win, because I would have fucking, that cop would have known something was up, because my eyes were bloodshot, gone. I was fucking swerving my fucking words. I was like I never been before. That was craziest thing I ever done. See, I have done other stuff. If I don't want to I don't want to self-incriminate myself, but I've done some stuff, and I know my tolerance, I guess, somewhat. I'm very weak. I am a very weak motherfucker when it comes to anything that's pulling to the body. But I know my limitations. I know what's gonna happen a little bit. That didn't even know about. That was a whole new experience that I would never ever, probably ever want to do, just on the basis of I don't like that experience. I'm the type of person that likes to be in control of my actions, likes to control what's gonna happen, what I could do, and being in that feeling, it doesn't necessarily, I could do me. It was just like I'm letting the world be free, which I don't necessarily like. I'm saying like I'm a control person, but like I want to control my actions before I do something that I can't really do. Like I can't work necessarily at my full capacity, because on the basis of me being gone or high, chopped, whatever, I can't necessarily fucking be 100%. My mind is not focused on it, because my mind is fucking feeling different, So I don't like the feeling. I like doing stuff just because I don't want to be 99 years old, whatever, and laying in my hospital bed and me thinking, damn, I've never done that before. Damn, I have never tried that before. Damn, I wish I could have done that. No, I want to at least do it to a point, you know what I mean? Like let's say that, right? I want to try it, so then at the end of the day, I know how it is. It could be fucking anything. Let's say I want to know how it is to fucking fly to Africa. Shit, I want to do that one day. Or I want to know how it is to fucking throw a fucking $100,000 in a fucking strip club. I want to fucking feel that shit. Or I want to know what it is like to have a fucking orgy. I don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like I want to experience a lot of fucking shit before I'm gone. I want to experience different things, because I don't want to be 99 fucking plus years old and not know what it is to be to live a life that is full and that I've tried new things, I want to have that experience where it's like, damn, I fucking did it. I'm 100% confident that my life was pretty straight. I fucked with it, I did it, and I take it. I take the dub. As simple as that. That's how I want to live. So that's one reason why I did it. Probably won't do it again, in the sense of I did it purposely, because I know what my intentions were. If I ever do it again, it's on the basis of it happens, There's people that obviously do it and they know their intentions about it and they know what's gonna happen. I'm not that type of person when it comes to stuff like that. It's like I know what's gonna happen if someone gives me a beer or beers or whatever, it gives me alcohol a lot, whatever. I know necessarily what's gonna happen and how I can get to that position, but it's not something I'm looking for. It's not like I'm not going out into life and saying, damn, where the hell can I get a beer? Or damn, where can I get a blunt? Or damn, where can I get fucking crack? I'm not looking into something like that on the daily basis. I don't think that's worth anybody's time, and that's my personal views. I don't think it's personally worth my time to focus on that. But if it happens and I'm in the position where I could try it, and in the position where necessarily it's happened, like it's gonna happen, then I'm all right with it necessarily. But even in that position, I won't even necessarily do it all the time, because I've been to a party where they were, sparking up. I didn't really feel like doing it. I could have done it easily, whatever, but I didn't feel like it, because it's not something I like enjoying. I don't like enjoying that. I don't like having that feeling. That's the first thing. And second reason is that I'm not necessarily looking for it. If it happens, it happens. But that's not my intentions when I go out and do something. Right? So let's talk about some other things that are very interesting. What else is very interesting about your host slash producer slash editor slash what else here? I like food. That's something. Everybody likes food. You know what pisses me off a lot? Honestly, when people fucking say they don't like a food, but they have never tried it. Like, when it comes to sushi, I have fucking a lots of people say, oh, I don't like sushi. That's nasty. Oh, really? Okay. Have you tried sushi? They're like, no. Then how the fuck do you know? How the hell do you know you don't like something if you never tried it? That makes no sense to me. How you're gonna say, oh, I don't like it, but you've never tried it? For me, it took actually like three times for me to actually love sushi. For how I see it is, with food necessarily, probably with everything, is that you should at least try at least 4 times necessarily to really understand it if you really like it. The first time, I say it like this, the first time maybe it was a new experience for you and you weren't ready for it. The second time maybe it wasn't necessarily like, maybe it was the place that you went to, maybe it was the cook that cooked it for you that time. That's one reason why you don't like it still. The third time, all right, now we're starting to look at it. You don't like it, then okay, maybe just try one more time. And if you don't like it, try 4 times. And if you don't like it, then you don't like it. Try one more time, boom, you might love it. So I think it's important to go try different fucking foods. Fucking celery. I hated celery so fucking much. You know, when you went to go eat your chicken wings, fucking this lady always brings you fucking celery, and you're like, oh shit, who the fuck eats the celery? So, you know, I ate the celery the first time, hated it. Second time, hated it. Third time, it's actually pretty decent. Fourth time, I love fucking celery. I fucking get, when we go get some wings or whatever, and that bitch don't bring celery, I'm fucking pissed, because I fucking love celery. You know, I think it's very important for people to fucking try different types of food and not necessarily judge it before you fucking try it. Because at the end of the day, how you gonna know if you really, really like it or you really, really don't like it? You have to at least experience that shit. Broccoli? I fucking hated broccoli. Fucking shout out to fucking Lil Yachty. I love that song now. I'm playing, but like literally broccoli, I fucking hated that shit. That shit's fire as fuck. Now I can eat a whole fucking cabbage of fucking broccoli. That's how much I fucking love broccoli. Well, shit that's very interesting to me that I find amusing or slash interesting here. What I find funny is when people are very closed-minded. I am probably the most open-minded person you'll ever meet, right? I am not, to certain things, obviously. Everybody is, right? There's certain things that I think 100% is true, and there's certain things that are 100% not true. Like cars, I'm into cars, so I prefer more American shit, and I know American cars are better than you know, Japanese cars, and that's what I believe in really hard. And there's obviously other stuff too, but that's just a little example. But for me, overall, I'm probably open-minded when it comes to a lot of issues, especially political stuff. Fucking, when it comes down to immigration, I think we have to look at it at both sides if you really want to look at it, because I don't want to be necessarily saying, oh, fucking Mexicans, goddamn wetbacks, they're fucking taking their goddamn jobs, fucking goddamn. And I don't want to look at it like fucking Mexicans are the fucking best thing, or immigrants are the fucking best thing. And we have to, obviously, there's always going to be give or take. I think there's always a gray thing. There can't necessarily always be black and white. You have to look at it like, alright, there's some positive and there's some negatives. Do I believe in securing the fucking border? Yes. I mean, fucking, I'm Hispanic and I believe in locking that shit up on the basis of fucking, we have a $1 billion industry on fucking drugs. We have fucking sex trade. We have fucking weapons running across the border. It's very, very something that we have to really look at. We can't just fucking ignore it, right? I think I think both sides of that issue could come agree about that and potentially build something strong. But do I believe necessarily kicking out every single person that lives here that's not necessarily supposed to be here? No, I totally disagree about that. and not just on the moral stance of it, but the economically stance about and economically added too, because you go to a fucking grocery store, you could fucking buy a pair, fucking $1 a pair. I don't even know. I don't even remember buying pairs. You could buy $1 a pair. Fucking, you know why? Fucking Jose is fucking working his ass off so that pair could be a fucking $1 versus fucking $12. Fucking, you think a white guy is gonna be like, well, I don't like fucking working in this nice air-conditioned office. I want to work out in the fields. No, of course not. But then we have to look at it in the moral sense too. Do I believe if you're in this country and you committed fucking rape, you committed fucking murder, you committed arson or whatever, do I believe now at that point you don't belong here? Yes. No, definitely. You don't have to belong here if you're over here murdering people, if you're fucking raping, if you're over here fucking doing some crazy shit. And your whole point, if you being here, is necessary to help, help your family or help yourself. No, then you don't belong here. This is America where people want to live the dream. Not here where you're going to fucking terrorize and fucking not stand for what this country is about. Then get the fuck out. Get your ass out. Deport the people that are like that. But do I believe in the sense of having people that are here that want to have a good education? Yes. Am I believing that people that want to better their families? Yes. Do I believe in people that want to become better educated? Yes. I believe that we should give citizenship to those people. That is really crazy to me and very, 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 very sad when someone that's here illegally wants the best for themselves. So they work really, really hard and, they are turned down from colleges or they're turned down from certain things just on the basis of them not being legal. That is the hardest thing and really the saddest thing that I've seen and I've heard about, of people that have fucking lived in a 1-bedroom fucking shack with like 5 other family members, and you look at their GPAs or look at different shit like that, and they're fucking going crazy and they're being successful in their fucking education, and now they're being denied access to fucking more education where they could get a fucking job to become a lawyer or a fucking doctor. That is very fucking crazy to me. Why are you being denied fucking a place in society where you can help other people? That's really sad to me, and I find it very fucked up. I think personally we should give citizenship to people that are here, not only because I feel like it's morally right, but also economically saying it's also fucking great for the economy. Fucking Jose fucking got some fucking papers now. That man could go fucking buy a brand new car, right? That man could buy a brand new car. Who the fuck is gonna build that brand new car? Some lady fucking, some race. It could fucking be a racist lady in Detroit fucking building a brand new Chevy Tahoe for fucking Jose. She wouldn't know. But at least she's got fucking money now because fucking Jose needs to buy a truck, right? Now Jose's got a truck, brand new truck. That dude is gonna need to fucking pay the insurance on that shit. So what he's gonna do? He's gonna get a quote from an insurance company. Fucking Debbie's got a job now because that girl's over here serving Jose's brand new Tahoe. Fucking Jose got a new Tahoe. Now he's got a fucking house. Now he's got a new house, man. Fucking Jose is that type of Mexican immigrant that now is legal, that now could pay a legal immigrant to cut his grass. Isn't that crazy? The whole fucking butterfly effect, fucking trigonomically speaking. I don't know. I am very fucking tired. I've been up for like fucking hours. Obviously. That makes sense? It does. But, I think we really have to look at it in that sense and that shit, right? I just had to spend like a goddamn 20 minutes talking about fucking immigration. I don't even know what I was talking about at that point. Food and shit. Alright. Let's talk about some other shit. Some other issues that I always find funny and find ironic and I find interesting. I find it funny and I don't want to say it in the sense of, I hate people that, I don't necessarily hate them. I don't fucking despise them. I just look at them different. That I hate when people feel like they're above certain people on the basis because they were given something. That's something that I really hate. And not necessarily hate, it's just that I find annoying, I guess, when someone thinks that they're better than someone on the basis because they were given something, right? Like, let's say someone that is wealthy. Let's say a kid that is wealthy. Why is he necessarily thinking he's the shit compared to someone that's poor? You know, you were given the opportunity, not because you worked for the opportunity, not because you were the best at that opportunity, no, because you were given that opportunity. So you can't necessarily come at that poor person saying, I'm fucking, have that attitude of saying, you don't talk to me because I am higher on the scale of wealth. No. Or it can happen to really anything that's given to you and you use it and you act like it's really something that you worked for. Like, another thing is fucking females. Now, no disrespect, I'm not over here saying, oh man, that, but like these, like, you know, celebrities, right? Not only celebrities, but just these females. I'm not saying like you're bad. Look at that. Like, damn, girl, you are fine as hell. But don't act like you're fucking the shit, and don't act like you're gonna fucking be better than me or anybody because you're given fucking looks. Don't do that shit. But let's say you're fucking beautiful, you're fucking the hottest girl in the world, and you fucking got yourself a doctor's degree. Like, shit, girl, damn, you could topple on top of me. I don't give a fuck. You are way better than me because you fucking work for that shit. You didn't work for your fucking looks. If you're like a chunky girl and you were given shit your whole life, and next thing you know, you fucking said, fuck yes, fuck this, I'm gonna fucking work my ass off. Your ass got fucking a booty. Your ass got fucking titties now. Your face is on point, and you want to fucking say fuck you? Alright, I give you that. I'll give you that shit because damn, girl, you work for that shit, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the hard work. I appreciate anything that is work. When I fucking walk, when I'm, you know, out and about and I see a homeless guy asking for money, I don't want to give him money. I want to give him food. I'll give him food because I believe giving the money is nothing. I mean, it's just like, what is that accomplishing, you know? And something I really respect, honestly, a lot is when that homeless person is trying their best to get that money. And when I mean trying to get that money, I'm not saying like, oh shit, they're giving us the most saddest fucking story and that's making us feel sad. I'm saying in the sense of, I was about a month ago, several months ago, I just got finished eating at Applebee's, and you know, I walked out and there's this guy, he was homeless, but he had a mixtape. His mixtape. He was selling for $10. I think that is fucking outrageous. $10 for a shitty ass mixtape, but whatever. But I appreciated because I appreciated his hustle because he was actually trying to fucking do something, you know. And he was trying to give me a product. Now, the product was ass. I didn't care about the product. I honestly didn't go a fuck about the product. That shit could have been, it was the shittiest mixtape I ever listened to. But that shit could have been the fucking dopest mixtape. I would have given him that props too. Could have been the dopest mixtape. Could have been the shittiest mixtape. But I appreciated more his hustle. I appreciated him trying to fucking get that cash, trying to get that cheese, trying to get that shit, you know. He was trying to get it. Not fucking him trying to just, can I get $10? No, I would never appreciate that shit. You know, I would never appreciate you asking for money. I'll give you the sandwich. It was fucking more sad, I think, or not more sad, but what I really saw it as was like, he needed the money, first of all. But after I gave him the $10, he gave me that shitty ass mixtape, whatever. He fucking chopped the $10, right? And I picked it up, and I'm like, damn, I could get a free mixtape and my $10 back. So I started driving away, right? And chill, I didn't just drive away and then say, yeah, I got the $10. As I was driving back, I was thinking like, damn, that's doesn't go with my morals. Doesn't go with me fucking believing what I believe in, his hustle. So I drove back to the Applebee's. And you know what's crazy? He was inside the Applebee's, man. He was like talking to the manager, saying, I had the money. I had it. And then he saw me. He's like, hey, bro, what was? And he's like, here you go. And I gave him the $10. Like, man, I appreciate it and this and that. And it felt good because I necessarily, not only did I give him food, which I rather do is give people that are less fortunate food, but it felt good too because that hustle too. So it was like a 1 and 2 combination. I think that was very, very interesting. Now let's talk about some other shit. Why not? Can't we not talk about some other shit? Let's talk about the fucking fight that is coming up. 2 fights. Actually, it was 3 fights that came up. The one with Manny Pacquiao losing, that was very interesting. But I didn't really see it because, come on now, what happened to Pacquiao? Pac-Man. But 2 fights I really, very, 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 very interested of watching is the Manny Pacquiao. No, sorry, I am lost. Boxing, yes, I'm lost. My bad. It is the Conor McGregor and Floyd, Money Mayweather, and a Canelo and Triple G fight. Those are the fights. Those 2 fights are something that I really want to see. That McGregor fight is going to be very interesting. If Pacquiao, I keep saying goddamn Pacquiao. What the fuck? Thailand? What the Philippines? I don't even know where that man's from. But if Mayweather was a little younger, I would have felt like this fight would be very fucking crazy. But this is very hard. It really, really, really is very hard to figure out who is going to win this. You have Mayweather that obviously is the best defensive boxer of all time. He is the best defensive boxer of all time, right? And it's really crazy because I feel like he's going to dominate, but then McGregor's very young. He's very young, so it's very lopsided. Another fight too is that Canelo fight. That's a fight that's going to be very interesting too. Obviously, got to go Canelo, Triple G. That age gap, I don't like it. I'm going to go Canelo. If Triple G wins, it's going to be by numbers. I think. Yeah, I think he's going to be more. I think Canelo's going to try to go a little more aggressive. I think Triple G is going to have that skill over him. So if that happens, I feel like Triple G has the upper advantage in that sense. But I feel like Canelo might pull out through. He's a little older from last time I saw him fight. And the last time I saw him fight was against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. But that fight, obviously, come on now. I felt like he was going to win that fight. But I think that's all. I think I got to wrap it up. And this is the first episode of BCT Podcast, Big Cat Talk, with your host, the Big Cat. And I'll see y'all. Peace out.